Phoenix Mercury going up against the Los Angeles Sparks.
I'm Blake Suniga, and with me at the broadcast table are Tim Swartz and Ryan Banafitani.
All right, first things first, we are getting thrusted right into the game, and we are getting thrusted right into being down, just like that. I already explained why I'm on the Sparks in the Gabby Jefferson intro. Part 3, it's my third intro. I want to keep doing more intros. Let's keep going to like part 10. We're going to keep, keep going with the legacy as long as we can. Larisha Clarendon is somebody that I played with on the Fever before. Candace Parker, I'm really excited to play with. Interesting enough, there's enough lore in this just one game already. I mean, Candace Parker coming back to Los Angeles from being drafted in 2008. This is her homecoming game. She's, her first home game. I'm in LA. It's exciting, just for me to be here. Brittany Griner, you have to explain. So like 2K23 is a year ahead and a year behind when it comes to basketball. So they're a year ahead basically when it comes to the WNBA, because the WNBA season's in the spring/summer. So by the time the season is done and the next 2K is coming out, it's based off the last season and not the season coming up like the NBA. So 2K23 comes out September 2022. You get what I'm saying? So September 2K23 came out, and Brittany Griner at that time was still in jail, in prison in Russia. So
yeah, active hands are a big part of Stevens' defensive identity, and you just
hey man, say man, let's get it started. Hey, first dunk of the season. First dunk on the Sparks, bruh. Fucking love it. Fucking love it, bruh. But yeah, Brittany Griner's, this is basically Brittany Griner's first game back from Russia, because this is 2K24, which is based in 2K23, which is the last season. So therefore, she got released in December 2022, played through the season, and then 2020 is obviously 2023, so 2K24 came out. So based off the last season, this is Brittany Griner's first game back from Russia, bro.
Now here's Clarendon.
Yep.
Jefferson outside.
So there's a few milestones going on right now, just happening, and honestly, she looks excited. She looks ecstatic. She looks like she wants to take over the game already. And honestly, it's going to be pretty hard to prevent her from doing so. Just because, hey, hit him with some more threes. Let's go. Getting my first 3 out here. Not my first, but, getting some threes out here. This joint's going to be either a close game or a blowout, honestly. I don't see it being anywhere in between. Let's go. All right, so a couple of things. Ooh, I like that. I like that. A couple things. This puts you right into the game. I would like a little bit of presentation when it comes to the WNBA. I do like the presentation as far as replays and how they're presenting all this stuff. But warming up and other things like that would have been nice. Let's get a little bit of rotating cast. I think you had the WNBA long enough to kind of expand on that. Even though you did expand, so I'm not going to say you're not expanding on this, but another interesting point that I'm getting into. I know this is like super duper duper late because this shit came out in September, and here I am reviewing a game that came out in September almost a year later. But I don't know, I'm kind of getting used to the motion blur. Not necessarily that I can't see or anything, but more so of like, what's the perfect blend to make it the most theatrical it can look. You know? I don't want too much of a motion blur, but then it's like, I don't want to put it on 0 and not have an extra dynamic to the game, the replays, just everything. You know, just how the camera spins around after you make it or miss it even. Just interesting. So right now, a little tidbit. I put the blur on 25. Can't have it on 50. I think it's a little crazy. 25, I believe, is okay. I'm trying out the replays on 25, and I don't know, I might need to bring it down just a little bit more, maybe 15 or 10. I don't want to put it on 0, I want to have it on there, but I don't want it to be crazy on there. You know what I'm saying? So, also another thing, this isn't even a gripe, this is actually a praise. I've usually done both sides of the ball when it comes to the game plan before the game, just because I know without it, it's like a default defense, and it kind of feels like you're playing my player, like online. Or offline, really. It feels like you're playing my player offline, like the games. Just sort of a generic defense, just kind of there. Everything's at the default, and you can tell. No real matchup hunting or anything like that, unless there's like a mismatch of offense. But like, I don't know. It's just something the computer lazily did for a long time. And I'll admit, they're still somewhat doing it just because people kind of want things to be on default. For me, I like the realisticness, which somewhat becomes a challenge for me if we're definitely at a disadvantage. Candace Parker is playing the 4. Stevens is playing the 5, but they can put Brittany Griner on Candace Parker and still be fine. And in the game plan, that's what I did. I put Brittany Griner on Candace, but in this iteration, I don't know about 2K23 on the Xbox X series or S, whatever you want to buy. I only know about it on the Xbox One. But when it said coaching adaptive offense and defense, it didn't mean much on the Xbox One. But on here, I can actually tell the adaptive engine working as far as the plays, transitions, and things like that. I think it's because they added a little more. Even though they had so much detail, for what they wanted to do, some things were crossing and making things a little bit wonky as far as game plan and defense especially. So I definitely feel that they just fixed it in the auto, and if you want to do something specific, you can, but at this point you don't have to, like it's the last gen, which is cool. I like that.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Sparks. Guys?
Scoring has come in threes for the most part so far.
Yeah, and every time down the floor, it seems like they're hitting a triple.
All right, so just a little tidbit on the recording schedule
Personally, I am shocked that didn't turn into 3
relating
points.
to
She makes you pay on those nearly
the
every
WNBA
time.
schedule. They subbed me in,
Copper with the
5
screen.
minutes left.
Now
That's what
here's
it
Allen.
is. Not too
Foul.
bad.
She's
All right,
covered by
so
Jefferson. And that's a foul.
the schedule goes like this. It's still going to be similar to what it was last year, but I don't know. I guess because we're on the Sparks, we have a crazy amount of nationally televised games.
Goes back up.
From the looks of this month, just alone
And what
this
a
month,
performance we're seeing from her.
we have
Not
more
one
televised games
miss
than not,
today. Remarkable.
which I don't mind.
Brown sets a screen.
But now I'm going to have
Parker
to switch
gets the
things up
bucket.
You can depend on
because
Parker to get
I had the
buckets
opposite,
because she has good
funny
scoring
enough.
habits, which usually keep her point
I had the
total
opposite of
pretty
this
high.
the last 2 years on the Indiana Fever,
9 points in the game.
to where it was like
On the wing, Rebecca Allen. From
few and
outside,
far
off the
between
ball.
when it came
Sparks
to
trailing.
nationally televised games.
Pass to Clarendon.
So the ones that we
Rossi
did
with the
play,
steal.
I played on Twitch. And then the regular games that we just
And
played
here's
through the
Cloud.
season ended up being on YouTube.
Back to Tarasi.
Okay. But this time, because we have more televised games than not, the televised games are going to be on YouTube. And the non-televised games, you know, the
We'll see if she can get back on track.
you got to have a subscription to watch games are going to be on Twitch. And those are going to be,
Rebounding, but it's enough to get the job done.
Just
you
one
know,
more advance
you know
on the
how I
stat
do.
column, but it's
Less
translated to this
replays,
lead.
less,
Here's
breaking the
Tarasi.
rule. Just basketball, just hooping. Feel me? So those are going to be fun. I also have another league that I'm starting up, which y'all have already seen shorts of already. It's no secret because I already have it out there. We're rebuilding in Washington, D.C. now. How we're rebuilding in Washington, D.C. and what's going to happen and how it's going to turn out as far as the setup before game 1, the official roster. Now that remains to be seen. Y'all gonna have to watch, you know, a full video for that one. Same way I did the Rockets rebuild last year. You know, I don't want to call this one the season 2. But, you know, if I get into the next year, maybe I might do a secret season. Who knows? Who knows?
A great shot blocker. It's
One
not
thing
just
I'm
about
not
Colliers'
doing this
height,
year,
it's
though,
her timing as well.
is a prime league. That was, I don't want to say exclusively for last gen, but we're going to try out this My Eras thing for sure. Don't think I'm not going to try out My Eras. That's probably going to replace Prime League for real. And most likely, by the end of the NBA Today League, I'm probably going to start Season 3 of the Ultimate All-Time League. So, just be ready, man. Some cool stuff is coming. That's just 2K. That's just 2K, bro.
Just about to get going here. We're seeing a tremendous game from Brittany Griner.
Yeah, double-double already. I mean, this sort of energy, it really just energizes your whole team.
Yeah, this has been so much fun to watch. The way she's impacted the game in a bunch of different ways. It's going to be hard to slow her down.
All right, the second half beginning in a moment. Trailing. Outside Clarendon. Pass to Brown. To the inside. Jefferson, no good. And the Mercury with possession. They've led by as many as 11 points. On the wing, Kalia Copper. She's covered by Jefferson. Reiner, and she finishes nicely on the...
Look, I promise I won't show the plate lady again, but you gotta understand, you know what I'm saying? This is my first time playing this. So I'm giving y'all a little just context of presentation, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I understand that these things are going to be played over and over and over again. There's no way I'm about to show y'all plate lady 30 plus times, probably plus the men's league too. Like, come on, bro.
And she continues.
Ain't no way. All right, so we are off to a rough start. Something goes on in the first game with me in turnovers. I don't know what it is. It happens in women's. It happens in men's. I'll end up with maybe 4 to, how many want to say, maybe 8? 4 to 8 turnovers every debut from opening night or premiere week. First game.
Jefferson with the screen.
It never fails.
Parker with the ball. Reiner's there.
It's not nervousness. It's not like,
She's covered by Taurasi.
honestly don't know what it is.
With that make, maybe the lid on this basket will be
But
lifted for them, and trust me,
I
they
somehow
need it.
can't pass. All of a sudden there's a crowd. I can't dribble.
Reiner.
People start running the wrong way. I'm expecting people to run a certain way in the post or go a certain way towards the wing.
Back to Cloud.
They're not doing it. Well, I'm dribbling around and they're just standing there trying to bail it out. They're standing in the corner while the defender's just close to them and they just poke it out. Yeah, man. There's a lot of stuff that happens in the first game that, you know, you just gotta give me a break, bro. Just, I'm transitioning, not like that, but transitioning from one console to another, from one game to another. And yes, they're similar. People say it's the same game over and over again. They are similar, but at the same time, they're not. And it's hard, not hard. It's
just over 3.5 minutes.
It's a learning curve trying to get used to the pace and when and how to do things, what you're allowed to do, and learning my moves also, like
now here's Taurasi. This is the most
learning when to do them,
13 points.
how to do certain moves. You feel me? Like, I have a, even though my skill set is pretty much the same as far as signature, some things change as far as how to do things.
Has been fantastic, and it's a big part of why they've been able to get good looks.
Absolutely, the defense unable to react quickly enough to deal with their passing.
Here's Brown. She has 6.
Just want to throw that out there.
Jefferson outside. And the Sparks, another 3. And this is inside. Here's Parker. And she was camped there in the lane, and she gets the 3-second call.
Big blunder there.
Bro, she not missing. Brittany Griner's not missing.
Want to talk about longevity? Candace Parker still going incredibly strong.
Phenomenal preparation, both physically and mentally.
she's retained that fire, and she knows how to pick her spots to maintain
This debut game is
And the three ball.
It's set. She'll just continue to bury
trying my hardest to stay in the game. But for right now,
Outside Clarendon.
it might be a
To the
scratch.
paint. Here's Stevens. Laid in with a nice
I'm gonna
touch
have
on
to
the
call
glass.
this one
Give an
off
assist there,
late
not
in the
for a
fourth.
pass,
But
but
Brittany
for the
Griner's going
solid
to continue
screen
to
set on
dominate
the
Candace
inside that
Parker.
freed her up and really just made
Slow
that
her
layup
down till
possible.
she's
Now
obsolete.
here's Taurasi. 11 points in the game.
Copper's going to keep making shots.
Shot clock at 6. Petty can't hit.
Hard to figure out why she didn't bury that one. Not a defender near her.
Bro, you cannot win, bro.
Here's Jefferson. 2 points. That one goes in.
Down watching. I mean, not while the ball's in her hands.
Leah Copper from outside. The Sparks grab the miss. Pass to Jefferson. Back to Clarendon. Jefferson outside. Nurse right side.
So one thing I'm going to try
Jefferson with the screen.
to be mindful of,
And it's good. Assisting
if it's
on the
not
play
addressed
three
by
with
the
another
announcers, is
miss.
celebrities.
Outside. Here's Clarendon. She's got 11.
It's going to be hard to
Back
spot
to
celebrities
Nurse.
when I'm fighting hard for buckets like that. But
Pass to Clarendon. From outside
yeah,
the
celebrities.
arc. Rebounded by Copper. And here the
I just
Mercury.
happened to check the list,
It's a
you know,
10-point game.
'cause I have the game now.
Diana Taurasi on
There's
the
like
wing.
30 plus celebrities in this game, bro. Just sitting courtside chilling.
Picked by Hawkins. Taurasi.
Just different venues, different
Another
teams,
miss, and they
affiliations and
desperately need
shit.
a bucket. They can shave the deficit to single digits right here.
LeBron James and Anthony Davis
Now
come to
Clarendon.
Sparks games. Go figure, right?
Right side Parker.
So
She gets it to fall, and that makes it just a single digit.
shit, they could be here right now, but as you can see, I'm kind of like busy. You feel me? I'm not trying to like fawn over celebrities right now while we're losing by double digits. It's priorities. You feel me? Priorities.
Here's Petty.
But one thing they should do, because I already know they don't do it, and if they did, they would be
Here's Griner.
complete legends. But one thing
Outside
2K
Cunningham.
should do
For three.
is either in the
Drills
pregame
pointer.
And add
or the
another
post-game
3-pointer
after
to
the
their second
game,
half total.
They came out of the break
have
dropping bombs
the
and are
best
just not
overall
letting
player
up.
on the
Love to
team,
see
whoever
that.
it may be, whoever has the
here's
best
Jefferson.
overall,
19 points in the game.
interact
With the steal.
with
And up the court
the
comes
celebrity.
Mercury on the break.
and or
To
right?
complete that break.
Because this can be like how they do the signature
Hartley outside.
warm-up.
Pass to Collier.
Like you have two of them.
No good with the
So
triple. Phoenix with the ball.
when the signature joint happens,
Outside Cunningham. Takes the three.
one of two commands happen. I don't know how random it is, but one of two commands happen.
Jefferson
Right?
outside.
So
Collier.
you could have
And the
maybe
layup falls.
the highest
That's the
overall
10th straight point they've given up.
and
It
or
doesn't matter how good
right,
their perimeter defense is if they keep
the
allowing
highest
easy looks.
jersey seller on your team.
And here is Petty.
Those
Pass to
two may
Griner.
not be exclusive. You feel me? Like there may be a center
Now here's Petty.
that doesn't score as much as somebody
Copper,
who's
covered by Collier.
maybe a lower 90,
Just 5 to shoot. Down
but he has
low.
higher jersey sales.
Now
So
here's
one of
Griner.
those two
The
are
basket
allowed to
good on
come
the assist from
interact
Sophie
with the
Cunningham.
celebrity before or after the game. That would be tough. That would
To
be
the
tough.
wing on the left. Here's Jefferson. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit
And-
deficit will
and-
make it tough to come back. It's the Mercury. They lead by 13.
While I'm thinking about it,
And after a
right?
quick break, we're coming right back
Because
with
at
the
this
start of
point,
the
are they
fourth
really
quarter.
trying to like? I seen the video. Somebody like, are they really trying to fix gameplay with like? They're bored now. What are you really fixing with gameplay other than like, oh, we changed this up, we tweaked this up, but there's nothing really blaring. So really, just get into the presentation, bro. Like that's really what you got to do.
rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know.
Okay, so peep this, right? What they need
Sparks on D.
is a jersey
17-point game.
swap
The lead
option.
copper for 3. Offensive board.
Yes,
She hangs
you
in
heard me.
there and catches
A jersey
Anyone.
swap
What
option.
do you think, guys?
Play
And
stops. Whistle on what looks like an illegal screen.
again, it
In the
can
first
only
half,
be
he was
prompted
flawless as far
by
as ball security, but that certainly hasn't been the case since halftime.
the top 2 overall and jersey sale.
Now to Rossi.
I feel like that's a good
Hawkins outside.
formula
Griner up top to
to
the
have,
inside.
just as
On
a
the wing,
base
Tiana Hawkins.
for new presentation things. Honestly, there's some things that I probably can't even think of right now off the top of my head.
Shoots.
In case y'all don't know,
Kept alive by Phoenix.
these aren't
Three.
scripted videos.
Here's the second effort.
Um,
Griner with the bucket, getting it done inside.
Because of
I don't even know why I
Griner's
got subbed in, by the way.
size and strength, she creates a mismatch against
This joint is over.
every defender.
Now here's
Completely
Brown.
ruined
It's stolen
our
by
homecoming
Griner.
game. But whole time this is Brittany
Now
Griner's
here's to
homecoming
Rossi.
game.
She's covered by Brown.
A different kind of home.
Griner.
You feel me? But yeah, there's
Outside.
ideas I feel like
That's good. And
that
so
I can't even
Griner
think
gets
off the top of
assist.
my head
Wow, great
that would
performance from the
still
arc
be
here in the
really
second
cool
half, right?
and implemented correctly
Brown up
with the
top.
formula of best player slash highest jersey
Lots of
sale.
talk about
If they're the
expansion
same
in the
person,
WNBA.
then
Could
it's
we see a
easier
team in Canada, guys?
to decide
hope
who you
so,
want
and
in
I
the
think
promos,
Toronto
who
is
you
the place
want
to
in
land.
the
Well, give so much
you know,
going
the
from a partial
extracurriculars,
starter to
who
an
you
all-star,
want
part of why improved passing.
on the sideline. Like
Outside Parker.
what they should
The
do,
three-pointer
right,
off the mark.
is you have LeBron
Now here's
sometimes
Rossi.
come to Sparks
D
games
right on her. She
already.
gets it in there.
Why
WNBA
not
held
get
in
maybe a
Toronto, that was
sideline
sold out.
interview
And with
real
the
quick
amount of Canadian players
of
we're seeing in this
LeBron,
league, I think it'd be a great move.
you know,
Now
in the
here's
2K
Copper.
studio, and then
Inside.
pretty much act like,
Here's
oh, let's
Griner.
talk to
Uses
LeBron
the
real
glass
quick
to
while
be
we're
right
watching
on
the
her.
Sparks
She
game,
gets
blah
it
blah
in
blah, and just have him have a
Wily
couple,
vet,
you know,
Taurasi,
quips.
Incredible court vision.
Like, it just helps with immersion. I said submersion in one of these videos. I
Outside
was like,
Clarendon.
ooh. I need to say immersion. But yeah, it helps with immersion, bro. Like when they had Bill Simmons on here on the Celtics joint, and he's just talking,
It's
you
stolen
know,
by Griner.
podcast and all this other stuff. Like,
Now to Rossi.
I don't know. You could have went a step further,
Lead by Griner.
and
Now Hawkins.
you got celebrities on the side.
Loud. Shot
You know,
clock
let's
at
hear from
6.
Drewski.
And here's
Let's
Diana
hear what
Taurasi from the
stupid
arc.
stuff he
And
has to say.
Mercury with the rebound.
You know, you got Mark Phillips on the side, the ultimate instigator.
And here's
Let's
Copper.
hear some instigating stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Rossi.
I know all that
Covered by
stuff
Brown.
is saved for my player, and you have all the
Griner with the
cutscenes
screen.
saved for my player. I get it. Everyone
Outside
wants
for
to watch
Cloud.
the cutscenes for my player.
And it's
Not.
off from three-point
But I'm
range.
saying though, while they're there doing
Here's
these
Jefferson.
lines
Knocks down
for
the three ball.
my player, throw him a couple
And it's
lines
off
for the
from
my era, bro. For the NBA.
Here's Jefferson. Knocks down
Come on.
the three ball. Now here's Taurasi. And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them and in enemy territory, no less.
It was enemy territory, but with the way that they controlled the game, they took the crowd completely out of it. That's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll wrap it up.
Wasn't really the greatest game on our part. Not really gonna let this slide. We're gonna get our licks back, but Brittany Griner was too excited to just be out and about and scoring buckets. So she could have that. Had too many turnovers anyway. 4 turnovers. That's the minimum for her first game. Candace Parker got shut down. We're going to figure it out, though. It's cool.